Hello, my name is Frank Christensen and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. In today's video, we're going to look at body language. So we'll take a trip around the field, look at the different positions, and have a look at some good examples of body language, but also some examples where improvements could be made. But before we get there, let's have a look to see what the MOFO has to say on this topic. In the MOFO, we go to 5.5 general principles, where number 8 says, your body language says more than you think. Be aware of it. If you're moving hesitantly, for example towards the spot where a catch was attempted, it is a sign that you are not sure of the call and need help. Be aware of such body language signals by colleagues and be prepared to assist them when you can. Never point at players or coaches in a disapproving or threatening manner. And that was the MOFO. Now let's have a look at some game film. In this first clip, we're looking at a couple of aspects of the referee and his body language. First of all, when you have your weight on one foot instead of both, you tend to look a little lazy, a little uninterested, and you know, we can also look at his position. It looks a little narrow, but in any case, he's flat-footed here, and that might be part of the reason why he gets caught inside here. And here he doesn't really turn his body with the quarterback, and you can see by the time he starts moving, the quarterback is already too close, and now he's only a yard or two from the referee. So this body language, first of all, it doesn't look good to start with, and then second of all, he gets flat-footed and caught inside. Probably also makes him out of position to make whatever call needs to be made here at the end. So, from the start off, make sure your position is good, make sure your balance is good so that you can move right at the snap so you don't get caught or run down by the players. On this play, we're looking at the umpire here, and he's got the same body language, leaning on one foot and or one leg, and again it makes him look a little disinterested, a little lazy. So initially his body movement or body language is not super good. However, he makes up for it here at the end with very strong movement and signals. He looks in control, maybe a little too enthusiastic, but sometimes you have to sell the call. So this is good movement by the umpire to come in and take charge of this situation, even though he starts out looking a little lazy. In comparison, have a look at this umpire and look at how he lines up. Now, whether you want to have your hands on your knees or not is completely your choice, but there's much better balance in his position, and he looks engaged and ready for the play and interested in the play. And even as the play develops, as he's moving around, he's still looking interested, he's looking attentive, he's got good balance, he's moving around, he looks, his body part shows us that he wants to be there and that he's engaged in the play. So all around, this is good body language by this umpire. On this play, we're looking at body language and pinching. We'll notice the line to gain is 10 yards off, so we're not close to the line to gain, and as you'll see, the play ends up being a very short gain, if any gain at all. So there's really no spot to come in and sell hard. The ball is not loose or anything. But if you notice the linesman at the top, he comes in very, very strong, and there's really no reason for that. Even the referee comes in, I think, too far, leaving players behind him. There's no reason for these officials to come in this hard, selling as if they have something to sell, when the play really is a nothing play. By comparison, have a look at the back judge and the deep wing here. They come in nice and easy. They keep everybody in front of them. There's no reason for them to come in hard. They keep everybody in front of them, and they just have good body language in terms of how they move, and that's really in a play like this. That's how we want pinching to be done. On this play, we're looking at the line judge here at the bottom of the screen. And he's going to have, as you can see, an out-of-bounds play, and he does a really good job of nice and easy acknowledging that the player went out of bounds. So he's stopping the clock, gets up to the spot, he signals a first down. You know, it's very discreet. It's hardly recognizable from the back, and that's how we want it done. And if he can do it even more discreetly in front of his body, that would be great. But notice there's no sense of urgency. It's nice and controlled, and everything is done with a purpose. There's no reason to come up and look flustered or panicked here. It's just nice and easy movements, and well done by this wing. The next three plays actually go together, and we're looking at incomplete signals. First from the wing here on this side of the field, and we'll see how he could actually improve his signaling and his body language. First of all, you know, stay focused on the players. There's no need to walk into the field with big incomplete signals here. Everybody knows it's incomplete, so there's no real need to sell anything. Another thing is to just finish your signal with your arms out here. You'll notice right there he doesn't really finish the last signal before he goes into ball relay. So both in terms of movement and in terms of his signals, he could have done this a little better, as we'll see in the next play. On this play, the back judge really has a job in selling the play, and he does a very good job of that. Now, whether it's correct or not, whether this is complete or not, is irrelevant. We're looking at the back judge. He comes up strong, signals the ball touched the ground, very strong signals, and he keeps his signals out there at the end to just kind of finish off the signal, which just makes the whole signal and his body language look a lot better. So very good job of selling the call here when it needs to be sold as comparison to the next play. On this third play concerning incomplete signals, we don't need to sell the incomplete. We just need to acknowledge that it is incomplete, and that's why this back judge just comes up with a very slow, deliberate incomplete signal, because everybody knows that it's incomplete. We don't need to convince anybody like we did on the previous play. So here it's just a very nice and slow once-off signal, keeping your arms out at the end to acknowledge that yes, this was in fact an incomplete. The next two plays deal with out-of-bounds coverage, or at least players, runners that go out of bounds, and how do we cover this? I will notice here that we are in goal line coverage, so the wing closest to the camera here should be going to the goal line. Instead, he gets caught back here, which might be part of the reason for his confusion. But if we look at his body language here, he really needs to face out of bounds and focus on the players out there. If you notice his stop the clock signal, he doesn't really finish it. That makes him look a little uncertain. And the way he's looking around makes me think that he's not completely in control of this situation. So if we compare this to the next and see how it could be done. In comparison, have a look at this wing and how he handles this out-of-bounds situation with the runner coming closing to the sideline so you know this is what you're going to do, stopping the clock on the way, keeping focus out of bounds, and keeping the stop the clock signal for a few seconds just to finish it off correctly, keeping focus out of bounds. Nice and easy movement, nice and easy signals, shows much more control and confidence compared to the previous one. In the final two plays here, we're looking just at the movement, and if you look at the referee and the center judge here, the referee is backing away from the pile, keeping all the players in front of him, where the center judge is just walking away, turning his back on all the players, and you know, it can be can't be in the offensive backfield, could be wings, could be deep officials. Whenever you can, try to backpedal away from, or you know, into position, keeping all the players in front of you. Here the ball is snapped about a second after he turns around, and you know, I don't think that it's possible to actually count players, get keys, all that good stuff when you are walking away from the play like this. So be aware that you always face the players whenever you can. In this last play, we're looking at the line judge here at the bottom of the field, who's going to end up with the flag on the play. Now, what the flag is for, or whether it's correct or incorrect, is really irrelevant here. But have a look at the body language. First of all, we don't kill the clock, which we should after a play with the flag. And then the walking in very slowly just indicates to me that he's thinking too hard about what he has. And it just takes too much time to come in like this, and we just have to be aware of, you know, what the body language tells about us and how we comport ourselves on the field, because it is going to either help or hurt our credibility on the field. And that was the training tape on body language. I hope you found something you can use on the field.